The summer often means more people are heading outside and having some fun in that sun you just saw, but doctors say many times that leads to more people heading to the emergency room. That is why doctors call summer trauma season. To explain a little more about that is Kimberly Goodman. She's the Interim Director of Emergency Services at St. David's Georgetown Hospital. Good morning, Kimberly.
Good morning.
Thank you for joining us. I told you I'm probably talking to you more as a mom than a journalist here because you have these kids and even for adults too. Everyone needs to stay safe here.
Right.
But doctors call this trauma season. Do you know how, much do you see the boost in patients come in?
Right. So summer is the time, the kiddos are out of school, and that's the time parents want to be outside with their kids or take vacations. And so unfortunately, that is also the time that we do see a spike in injuries in the summer, and that are mostly preventable, actually.
Yeah. Okay, let's talk about some of those injuries. Some of the most common, I'm seeing heat exhaustion, heat stroke, burns.
Right. So that category of heat can cover all of those: heat exhaustion, burns, just sunburns, burns from grilling or fireworks or things like that. So.
Got it. And then being outside, here's one that my daughter likes: bicycles, falling off of bicycles, skateboards, ATVs. And then another thing that you see in people's backyards, those trampolines.
Yes. Those are, we recommend that you definitely just keep an eye on your kids, and if they're on the trampoline, sit outside, watch them, make sure you have the gate up on them. And with biking at all, anything you're going to ride on, a horse, a bike, a skateboard, a helmet. You got to wear a helmet. Even if you're going around the block real quick, just put a helmet on.
My daughter takes it off, like, no, put it back on. And then drowning, boating, and diving. We want to be out by the water. I always tell my husband, I'm leaving with 2 kids. I'm coming back with 2 kids in one piece. Yes,
the water can be very dangerous. So we do recommend that if you have kids around any kind of body of water, make sure there's an adult that's always keeping their eye on the child. Sometimes we get distracted. We're talking or grilling, but somebody does need to keep their eye on the kids and make sure they put sunscreen on, reapply it every couple hours.
Okay, good. I'm glad you went into that because it's a sunscreen situation that we have to deal with as well too.
Yes.
So it's that will prevent you from the burns.
Right.
But do you have any recommendations of what kids should be wearing in terms of that sunscreen?
Yes, I mean, you want to, there's different kinds of sunscreens that have the SPF for kids that I'll actually say on there, 50 or higher. And the most important thing I can recommend is to reapply.
Okay.
You don't think about that because you get busy, but just every 1 to 2 hours because they'll be in the water or, sweating, and you do want to reapply that sunscreen.
And then finally, I know we've been reporting on there have been some insurance changes for some people where some insurance companies are considering not paying for what they don't consider as emergency services.
Right.
So how do you know, okay, I need to go to the ER for this, but not for that?
So that's a tricky situation. I would say as a parent, if you have a gut feeling something's not right with my child, no matter what, just go ahead and better safe than sorry, bring them in. Sunburns, it can be tricky as well. I mean, usually a sunburn, you can go home and put some lotion and, take care of it yourself. But on children that are under 2 that get a really bad burn, you do want to bring them in. If you have any falls where there's any loss of consciousness whatsoever, definitely go to the ER.
Got it.
So anything like that. But if you do have that gut feeling, I would say just bring your child in.
Yeah, listen to that, parents.
Yes.
All right, okay, so you're over at St. David's Georgetown Hospital, not here in the city, but head a little farther north. Kimberly, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you for having me here.
And answering all my mom/journalist questions.
Yes.
All right, good meeting you.
Thank you.
All right.